For some reason or another, you sound a little taller on radio.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's time to get the party started. Are you ready? Get ready. Bossman and the band taking it to a dangerous level. WBOSS Bossman Radio.
From Studio C, two guys who ask, wonder what they're doing in T-Town right now? Not this. It's South Alabama's #1 podcast, Drive Time with DJ and KJ.
Good morning. Hump day. Best day of your life. Coach Mike Sasser taught me that. Good morning to each of you. Thank you for being in on Drive Time. Proudly brought to you exclusively by Jim Peach Motors and Pete Chevrolet. Good morning, Elisa Finley Hart. Good morning, Miss Gail. Trevor Youngblood. Good morning, Youngblood. Hot Rod in as well. Daddy in. Good morning, Daddy. Mitch Red Ash. Kathy McMillan. Good morning, Kathy Mack. Tony Burnham. Let's go get that monkey. Already in first thing. Sheila Drennan. Good morning, Sheila. Retro in. Tara Jackson Tanner. Mary Blair. Jesse James. Nick Green. Tracy Miller. Renee Johnson. Kathy Tolan. Good morning, Kathy. Ryan Smith also in with us. Good morning to each of you. Good morning, Kenwood, and good morning, Daniel.
Good morning, DJ. Good morning, Dan. The Weasel Thomas.
With much respect.
With much respect. Now, Dan, you got to talk into that mic because it's kind of directional. So, good morning. We have got a legend of epic proportions in Studio C with us this morning, and of course, Dan Thomas was, whether he knew it or not, part of the Dash for Cash. And I'm not sure he actually even knew he was part of it. But the phrase that was said when the case was opened that you had to call and say was, Dan Thomas saw a monkey hunting at Hog Springs.
Well, that is a fact. I got a phone call from Yank Lovelace, and he said he had some good news and some bad news. This is on the Dash for Cash, and I said, well, what's the good news? He said, well, the good news is you're a legend again. I said, well, he said, they found the cash. I said, well, what I got to do with that? He said, well, the key to it was they had to call in and make a comment about you sent a monkey up at Hog Springs while you were hunting. He said, your phone's probably going to start ringing. I finally turned it off. It was ridiculous.
DJ, you have got to tell what Dan's rider was for coming in on the show this morning.
You know, first of all, it goes without saying, Dan Thomas is an iconic figure in this community. Love ball, known by many. Came in, brought us cheese toast, actually. Brought us 2 pieces, a piece for you and a piece for me. So it'll be
Thank you, Louise.
I think there was 4 there.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
He's already eaten his too.
Well, I'm going to eat that.
I have no doubt about that.
But Dan, all he requested, and I thought it was fair, was he expected some respect here today. I don't know why he came here.
Winning.
I think I've made a mistake already.
First thing we asked him when he said that was, and you came here looking for that?
Dan, of course, known as one of the anchors in the class of 66.
Watch it, sucker.
But certainly a good enough sport to come out. We've talked about the monkey. I think maybe our first show ever, we might have even talked about the monkey.
Oh, we did.
That was part of the giveaway.
That was part of that giveaway.
So, it's one of those tales that
never not a tale, it's a fact.
Well, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. Yeah. It's just one of those things. It's never going to go away. It's part of the history of our area. It's a story. I don't know if it's a myth. We're going to find out.
It's not a myth. I'm telling you, it's a fact.
Let's set the stage. What year was it?
I would say it was probably in the late 80s, if I remember correctly.
And this is up in the Hog Springs hunting camp area up with Appleton Road.
Yeah.
They're on the west side of the Appleton Road, I'm assuming, before you get to the interstate.
That's correct. Up around Sandcut.
Up around Sandcut. There you go. That's a good landmark for everybody. All right. Take us through it. When you started seeing signs of the monkey, what kind of calls you might
right, let me tell you exactly what happened, people. You know, this is a fact. I'm not making any of this up.
Did you see little footprints and things?
No, I'll get to that.
I'm going to have a piece of toast.
Go ahead. I was hunting turkeys, and we'd had to camp, I don't know, several years, and we really hadn't seen any deer. And we'd call the
Good morning, Tracy.
The game warden.
Chef Adam, good morning.
Asked if we could dump some corn out after the deer season, which he said, fine, go ahead. So we dumped it out in the road. Well, the problem, we didn't have any deer. When turkey season came, the corn was still there. And so I called him to ask him if it was okay to turkey hunt, and he said that was fine. So anyway, it was about 7:30 in the morning, and I topped this hill. They've since named it Monkey Hill, but anyway.
No.
Yeah, I topped this hill, and there was a monkey. I'm telling you, there was a monkey in the road. He was probably about, I don't know, 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet tall, and he was running down the road right in front of me with his shiny, you could see his shiny butt right there. Had a long old tail, and I thought, God, and he was, what he was doing, he was eating the corn. And so I followed him down the road, you know, I don't know, maybe 20 yards, and he ran off in the woods. And if I had any sense, I'd have shot him. I had my shotgun right there, but I didn't. I wasn't quick enough. I didn't know what it was going to relate to. But anyway, so I didn't, you know, back then we didn't have cell phones. Everybody had CBs. And my good friend Mitchell Niece, who's now deceased, he was hunting with me, and he called me on the CB. He said, I was headed back to town. He said, you see anything? I said, well, not really. I said, you know, he said, well, did you get on a big rattlesnake? I said, no, I'll tell you about it when I get back. So anyway, the biggest mistake I made after I got to work, I walked across the street and shut the door when I got there, and I told him what happened. And he said, let's just keep this between me and you. And I thought, well, thank goodness, you know, it's not going to go any further than that. And so I got up, walked out across the street over to the bank, and I thought, I don't know. And I turned around, and Mitchell was going out his front door, going to see Brooks Garrett, who was in the club right next door. And I thought, well, it'll be all over town in an hour. And sure enough, my phone started ringing, and one thing led to another. And it got so bad, people were throwing bananas in my yard on the driveway. And when you go to haul up the garbage, you'd slip and fall and bust your butt. I mean, it was awful. They're just bananas everywhere. It was awful. And it just really embarrassing. But the closing on this story, and I want everybody to listen to this. A few years ago, Keith Horton said, I need to tell you something. And he had a lady over there working with him. And he said, somehow or another, the monkey, a monkey, they were talking about a monkey. Well, she lived in Hog Springs, and her neighbor had a pet monkey. And the monkey got out, and she said her and all her neighbors looked for that monkey, and they never could find the monkey. Now, I don't know if that was a monkey I saw or not, but there was a monkey up in that area, and we never did see him again, although my oldest son, Jackson, and I, we went back the next day looking for monkey tracks in the road, but we didn't see any. But it's been quite an experience. I even had a guy I didn't even know, some guy from Mississippi sent me, he was a game warden. I don't know how he found out about the monkey story, but he sent me a picture that was in the paper in the 50s of some old man with a double-barrel shotgun was holding a red monkey up, just holding, he'd killed him squirrel hunting. So, you know, maybe there are monkeys out there. I don't know.
So do you think it was this pet monkey that it got loose or something?
Yeah, but now I will say I did have a club member years after that came up to me, and he said, I'm not going to tell you who it was, but your story's been confirmed, and if you say anything about it, I'll say you were lying. So somebody else in that club saw that monkey, and they would never come forward. Which, you know, I don't really blame them either. You know?
Well, I want to say this. No, I don't mean to interrupt you, DJ, but I want everybody to like and start sharing this video, because I mean, this is only going to get better from here.
It needs to end. It doesn't need to go on. It needs to end.
It's only going to get better from here. Start liking and sharing this video. I mean, number one, we've all told and heard this story for years, but we've got the main most player in it sitting here with us to tell us about it this morning. Now, I will say this. That does seem plausible that somebody might have had a pet monkey that could have got turned loose up there. But here's my thing. Had you spent the night at the camp before? And if you had, how much adult beverages was involved before you went turkey hunting the next morning?
It was during the week.
Okay. So
I wasn't up there drinking.
Okay. So this was a sober turkey hunting.
Yes.
Okay.
Very much so.
Okay. Well, and the only reason I'm asking that is, you know, I've heard everything over the years from that, you know, Dan was out there and, you know, had been in the bottle pretty good. And then I've heard he was sober as a judge. So I didn't know what this actual story was on that.
Sober as a judge during the week.
And if Mitchell was here, Mitchell could come in and tell us that same story.
He would. He'd never lied. Mitchell would tell the truth.
Yeah, I know. He would do that now. But
he should have never told Garrett. That was a mistake.
But now I will tell you this. Mitchell Neese told me that story. I can't lie about it. He somehow or another one day he and I were talking and that came up and I asked him, I said, what do you know about that? And he said, hey, I was up there.
He was.
And I asked him, I said, was y'all drunk? He said, no, we weren't drunk. He said, but I said, well, let me ask you, did you see the monkey? He said, I didn't see any monkey. He said, matter of fact, I didn't see any turkeys either. So, you know, but anyway, you know, all I can say is that was that is one of those legendary stories around here, and I hope it lives on forever.
Well, I don't know. Like I say, I don't know if that was her monkey or not, but I saw a monkey. Somebody said, it was a fox squirrel. I know a squirrel from a monkey. I mean, it wasn't a fox squirrel. Had a long old tail, you know. I
thought I'd get a little compassion and sympathy from y'all.
I didn't know that monkeys and deer couldn't cohabitate together.
Well, I don't know about that.
Do you think there was a correlation there that y'all were infested with monkeys?
Well, we didn't have any deer, so I don't know about that. But he was eating corn. You know, they will eat corn.
Were there game cameras back in those days?
No game camera.
And you never saw him again? Never
saw him again, and they named it Monkey Hill. I think it's still named Monkey Hill, the group.
You know, there towards the end of the 70s and, of course, through the 80s, LSD started to disappear, you know, from the community, although there were still pockets of it in different neighborhoods. And I'm just wondering if maybe the cheese toast had gotten laced up there one morning and
no drugs at Hog Springs.
That could have led to it.
Do you think maybe you saw a baby, as Heather Feather said here, do you think maybe you saw the beginnings of the Sasquatch movement in Conecuh County?
No, I don't want to.
Maybe you saw a baby Bigfoot.
I don't want to be compared with Luke over in East Bruce. This was not a baboon, but it was a monkey. You know, I don't know how old the monkey was, but
let me ask you: did you not think about shooting the monkey?
Yeah, no, not at the time, but I've thought numerous times about it since.
Do you think turkey shot would have taken it down?
I don't know, but it slowed him down. I could have got him.
Let me ask you this.
What would you have done if you'd have got him?
I'd have thrown him in the back of the truck.
What I want to know is, what would you have done if you'd have shot him with that turkey shot and all that done would
made him mad?
Piss that monkey off.
That wouldn't have been good.
And that monkey come around and here he comes towards you and comes on you.
Well, the monkeys can be mean.
If that thing had sailed off on you up there.
what leads you to believe monkeys can be mean?
I don't know. I'd have hated to get on the CB and tell Mitchell had a monkey after me. I tell you what we did do. I was in Las Vegas one time. And
did y'all make a monkey drive after that?
I was in Vegas, and old guy had one. I paid him $5 to let him sit in his lap.
Get Garrett up here. Get Jernigan. We're going to make it
See, that's why I didn't want to come on this show, people. You don't get any respect. And I saw a monkey. I'm telling you. Why would I make that
I'm
up?
not saying you didn't.
Why would I take all the abuse for 20 or 30 years?
I've never said you didn't see it. I'm just saying, after that, did y'all have a monkey drive?
We didn't have no monkey drive, no.
Oh man. Rusty Miller said mighty short guy to be running from a monkey.
Rusty better be careful. I'll tell some stories about him.
Oh man, that gave me a headache.
Man.
Is it true? Now, when you have stories like this, there's always going to be spinoff stories. Did you go back and try to bait the monkey up?
No, we had plenty of time. I went back, looked for tracks, and of course, everybody in that for years after that. Well, I went on Monkey Hill. I saw monkeys, and I think Yancey. That's when Yancey was partaking. I think he said something about seeing a giraffe with a monkey on his back or something going through the woods. So something like that.
Tony Burnham says, now you know how he feels, Dan.
I sure do, Tony.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry.
Tony, just call for Mama again and maybe things will get better for you.
My back's hurting.
Yeah. I mean, I all I can say is this. Now, I'll tell you this story, and this happened to me. Nobody will admit that there's the conservation people, and me and Frank Reed have had conversations about this many times. They won't admit that there's long-tailed cats in Alabama. Well, I can tell you, I was hunting in Conecuh County one afternoon, and I'm in a kind of a ladder stand that's on a food plot. It's on the corner of a road, off the road, but a road comes around it. And I heard something coming down that road. I said, oh man, this is going to be one of those good ones, So I've already pulled up, sitting there with a scope, looking down there, waiting on. All of a sudden, what I thought was a golden retriever. Okay. This thing comes around that corner, and he bebops into the middle of this food plot. And I when I finally got my scope on him, I'm like, that ain't no golden retriever. So I'm not going to lie to you. I know you're not supposed to shoot those things. I unloaded a 270, unloaded the gun. Okay. Not thinking I got to walk about 1.5 miles back to the truck.
Out.
Okay. I didn't cut a hair on this thing. And I'm telling you, it was a cat. Because as soon as I started firing, that thing was gone. And now I shot every bullet I had at him because I was like, nobody ever believed that this happened.
I can understand.
But, that I can tell you, I've been there and had that crazy kind of stuff. Chef Adams said maybe he need to make you some monkey bread, Dan.
Good morning, Blade. Good morning, Marcus Hall.
That's right, Jessica. Jessica saw
Marvin Henry, one of our listeners, just chimed in. I have lived out in Hog Springs all of my life, and I have never seen a monkey.
Well, I hate you miss opportunity, Mom.
I tell you, and Blade made a good point. Have you ever heard Hal Clemens' monkey story? I'm sure that you have. I won't tell it near as funny as Hal, but this is a great monkey story also. Hal was at a zoo. At a zoo with family members or whatnot, and they were taking some pictures, and he backed up to the monkey cage and had his wife or somebody taking a picture of him standing in front of the monkey, and all of a sudden the monkey comes up through the bars and grabs Hal and starts choking him. And if you ever heard Hal Clemens tell a story, he said he was amazed, number one, by the strength of the grip the monkey had on him.
I think he stabbed him with his pen.
He did. Something. He went to his pocket and said he got a little pen knife. And I love how Hal does it. He said, I went this deep in him. Started stabbing him in the chest. He said monkey backed off into the corner of the cage, and he ran for his life. Oh gosh.
That Jerry Wilson said it was a Deborah. Just saw a big cat in Navarre. I mean, they have them in Florida. I mean, they admit they have them in Florida. But wow, Chevy Ann said, all jokes aside, monkey bread is pretty tasty. Dan, Hot Rod said you were saying something about Las Vegas.
Oh, I was out there, and a guy at one of the casinos had it was a big monkey. I mean, he had a big monkey, and I paid the guy $5 to have my picture made with him, and I sent it back to the camp. They sent it back to Yank, and they had it framed and put it at Hog Springs. So, you know.
Where's that picture now? Any idea?
I have no idea. No telling.
I would love to get if we can find that picture, we'll put that picture up behind us here.
We'll make it a centerpiece somehow.
Yeah, or put it right out front.
Did that story ever make the AP wire?
I don't think so.
I know it got some attention in the local.
Oh yeah,
in the local papers.
Yeah, it was in the paper. But
I tell you where it did made it to Bruton today.
Looking back on it,
Gene Cashman talked about it. I remember that.
I think you're right.
He did. I'm telling you, Gene Cashman told that story on Bruton today.
Hugh Ellington, I remember Hugh talking about it one time on radio.
All jokes aside, here we are, 30 years later. Would you consider this alleged sighting of this monkey a blessing, or has it been a curse?
I'd say it's a curse without a doubt. No blessing at all. My only regret's I just didn't kill him. I wish I'd have, where I wouldn't have. Nobody would believe me. And nobody believes me now. I don't care. But I saw the monkey.
Well, wasn't there back in the 60s also a Martian that was found up there around the high school that looked a lot like a monkey as well? You've heard that story, I think.
That's some of Garrett's crap.
But I don't like. I thought that was Earl Miller that had found that, whatever that was, Martian.
I just know the feds got involved.
Yeah,
it was a UFO wreck.
Yeah, it was
a Martian, a dead Martian on the grounds.
We had some sort of Area 51 deal that went on down here. I'm not exactly sure how that transpired, but
if you had killed that monkey, would you have eaten it? Would you have stuffed it? What would you?
And I don't mean to, just to say I'd kill it, but it would have sure made things easier in my life about the monkey story, because nobody believed me then. Nobody believes me now, but. I wouldn't make something up like this. Not with all the abuse I've taken about it.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be as honest as I can be with you, Dan. As much craziness as I've seen in Conecuh County hunting, I'm not going to lie. I can believe it, because I've seen some crazy stuff in Conecuh County hunting, and that's a true story.
I'm going to have as much fun as I can at your expense for as long as I can, but I believe you.
Thank you, sir.
I didn't say I wasn't going to stop talking about it.
Yeah, okay. I believe it.
But I am going to say that I do believe the story. Let me ask you this: Did you ever have any other instance of you seeing anything crazy like that?
No, I would. If I did, I would have never said anything.
So you had taken so much abuse by that time that you were out on anything.
No way. No matter what it was.
Well, that does make sense. That makes a lot of sense.
You've heard all this before, and I just wanted, while we're getting it out there and trying to set the record as straight as we can, there were stories that days afterwards, there were different piles of bananas in different quadrants there where you saw it. Did any of that take place in terms of bait?
I don't remember that. I do know there was an awful lot of bananas on my sidewalk and in the driveway, and it was a hard time getting the garbage can up that hill.
Did you see Raj?
Bananas.
I wish we should have played that this morning when he come on.
He is a quick-witted guy. He is good. Raj, you were good. Good. He's trying to cue up Brass Monkey.
Trying to cue up Brass Monkey. Would you get down and do the what is it? The cock is what's the dance that you do, Dan? The cockroach? What is it?
No, I used to do that gator when I could get down. Hell, I can't
get up
now.
Gator.
Can't get up now.
We can move the tables.
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing the gator. I got a bad back.
Well, it's probably from doing the gators while you got it.
It could be.
I will tell you another thing. We've said this on this show. You've probably heard us say this. Dan makes an incredible breakfast. Okay. But keep Dan off the grill. Okay. And I'm not saying that in any way throwing off on Dan. I'm not at all. Dan actually can grill really good. The problem is the stories and things that start getting told while Dan's on the grill and the meat gets forgot about. And so when it's time to eat the meat, prime rib turns into
barbecue.
Turns into going in there and chopping it up and putting some barbecue sauce on it and trying to, I will never forget up there at White Oak Creek. I don't remember if it was New Year's Eve. I don't remember what it was. I just remember DA, you were out there on the grill, and you had a big old prime rib. I mean a beautiful, nice looking piece of meat out there.
$200. We had $200 worth.
So you remember this?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And Dad's out there grilling. And of course, everybody's doing their deal and having a good time and all of this. And next thing you know, it gets time to get that meat off the grill and come inside. And boy, we were all ready for some good prime rib. And guess what? We had some prime, but it wasn't. It was we had to take one of those old knives, old electric knives, and just shred it all up.
What happened? David Stokes was with me helping me cook.
Yes, he was. That's right.
He dumped a 10-pound bag of that Kingsford charcoal on it, and left it on a little while after that. And by that time, it was just it was really just nothing but all you could do was make barbecue. It was good barbecue.
It was good barbecue. And you know what? I don't blame you. I would blame David Stokes on that as well.
I'm not blaming him. It's true.
Yeah, no, I forgot about that. I do agree with he was there. He was. I'm just telling you, the point of what I was making was DA was very sympathetic to that cause and that situation that evening. He was very understanding.
Sure.
And he understood why and all that happened. And
easygoing guy.
Yeah. And so
let me tell you what DA did. He was going to pay me back. I bought it and he was going to pay me, which he was always good about that. But he said after that, he wasn't giving me any money, and I don't blame him. I sure didn't ask him for it.
I would ask him for it. You remember when, I know you do because you were there. You remember when we had Larry Carlin, he came up from, he was worked with one of the banks that we dealt with, and he wanted to ride those jet skis. So Dennis got him out there on the jet skis, and they rode around stuff. And so Dennis backed that truck down there with the trailer on it and said, Larry, just pull up on the trailer and I'll get you out of the water. Well, Larry, he doesn't know who he's dealing with. He goes tooling up there on that jet ski and gets up there on skids on it. Dennis don't get out and hook that old hook to the thing or anything. He says, you on it back? Yeah, I'm on it. He puts old truck in drive and comes up that hill. You know how steep that hill is. Right? He comes up that hill about 45 miles an hour. When he makes it on that road, he takes that hard left-hand corner going to the camp. Guess where Larry went? Straight out toward Ed Lee's shed. I'm talking about on the jet ski and all. Okay. When he got off that jet ski, you talk about a mad Ford Financial Services.
Somebody got whooped.
He was mad.
Somebody had to get whooped of that.
I'm really surprised that he didn't. That joker was ill. I mean, and skint from head to toe. Let me tell you this. He didn't ride no jet skis no more after that. There's been many a good White Oak Creek story.
Oh, yeah.
That Dan can tell you probably much about.
A lot of them need to stay up there.
Yeah, they probably do. So, Chevy Ann said we need to pray for her and Latimer this morning as they're headed to GM training, and she's driving him.
That'll be.
I don't know what's scarier.
Turn on the camera. That could be another good story there.
Yeah,
that'd be a good adventure.
I don't know. I don't know what would be scarier. So tell us this, Dan, and we're kind of getting off the monkey story. We got to come back to that. But how is retirement treating you?
It's nice. I spend a lot of time with grandkids and spend some time with mother-in-law. She's building a house out there by us, so it's nice. I enjoy it.
Do you find yourself like a lot of retirees working more now than you did when you worked? Or?
I don't know about work. Maybe stay more busy. I remember my daddy telling me that when he retired. Said he didn't see how he had time to go to work. But it's kind of the same way. I think a lot of people like that retirement. You stay pretty busy.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that. What you said, Raj said.
Hey, Raj is good.
Raj is on it this morning.
He wants to know if a banana boat was hooked up to it. Raj is good.
Tell me this. So when you got to Las Vegas and you come up on this man with this monkey.
He was sitting there in the hall and you could pay, to have your picture in. And so I said, I've been wanting to do this for a long time. So I got the monkey. He's a big monkey now. He's like a chimpanzee.
3.5-year-old?
About 3.5, 4.5. Somewhere in that neighborhood.
Did you pull his old jaw?
No. He had his old arm around me like that in the picture. So. He's a pretty big monkey.
Hey, respect.
I think I sent the picture back and put on there. Found him, Yank. You know, and so.
Hey, what I'm telling you is, Dan, if this had been today, okay, with cell phones and that picture would be viral at this point in time.
Oh, yeah.
You understand that, right?
Well, picture, especially, now, we video them. I mean, with your phone, because I never even would have thought that. I mean, just like didn't think about killing him, but or shooting him. I should. That's kind of awful to just shoot him, but only reason I'd have done it because, like I said.
No, you'd have killed him.
Yeah,
I mean, if you'd shot him, I'm not going to lie to you. That'd been the first thing that hit my mind, but only for one reason. I would have known. I mean, you know how it is when you're turkey hunting anyway. I mean, you get up real early. Of course, turkey hunters don't mind it. They love getting up like that. But my mind don't work that good that early in the morning. So the first, and this was when you were coming out of the woods, am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So first thing that would have hit my mind was, look, I don't know what that is. I fix it. Let me ask you this. How long did he come out? Did he come out in the road?
He was in the road.
Okay. So you come around the corner and there he was?
Came over a hill, Monkey Hill.
Okay.
He was.
So how long did you have eyes on him or her, whatever?
I probably followed him about whatever it was. Followed him maybe 10 seconds.
Did he ever roost?
No, I don't know. But, it's easy.
He ever
to
shut
say,
up for you?
It's easy to say you'd have shot him. My luck, if I'd have shot him and been that woman's pet, that'd have been the next thing. I'd done killed her pet.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah. And listen, hindsight is always easier to look back and say that.
He didn't have a collar on, did he?
No collar.
Yeah, I was going to say. I mean, how were you supposed to know he was a pet if he didn't have a collar on? He didn't have no chain hanging from him. Now, the one in Las Vegas did they not?
It didn't have a little drum either. I've heard that. Did he have
a little drum? Was he big?
One of those Indiana Jones movies, monkey heads were like a delicacy. The brains.
Yeah.
We could make monkey
that's
soup.
Still that's a delicacy over in what is it? Japan or Taiwan or China? One of those places. They love monkey.
I love some monkey.
I mean, they do. I mean, Jerry Wilson said, "Right turn, Clyde."
Oh, a little monkey soup.
Yeah, I don't know, but so you looked at him long enough to.
He was a monkey, Ken. I looked at him long enough to know he wasn't a fox.
No. That ain't where I was going. But what I'm saying, you looked at him long enough to where if you had decided you wanted to pull up and shoot him.
Oh, I'd have had time.
It wasn't like seeing a deer that just blows out in front of you and he's gone.
No, I was just following him. I got you.
I got you. So, were you having to walk back to a truck, or were you having to walk back?
In my truck. We were coming out. Yeah.
It wasn't Jackson like in some kind of crazy camouflage out there running around, was it?
No, we did go back the next day and look for tracks, but we didn't see any tracks.
You didn't see any tracks? You came back and cleaned them?
No, we just wasn't no tracks. But there's still corn there.
I'll tell you a funny story about Hog Springs. Me and Sugar Bear were up there one day, decided to hunt. And I
bet y'all weren't supposed to be.
No, I got another story about that. That's true. But this particular day we were actually good. Okay. And so he said, instead of going and sitting in a food plot or whatever, we just going to walk and make drives.
Monkey drives.
We get to walking. Well, you know how Hog Springs is. I mean, before they cut all that timber, listen, we turn around, we're lost. I mean, like, we can hear the interstate. Obviously, we can, so we start heading towards that way. Well, of course, there's a couple of ditches that it's got old stagnant water in it and stuff. And of course, Sugar Bear, we was trying to get across the ditch, and he, of course, he makes it about halfway across one of those logs and slips, and he goes head first down into stagnant water. And of course, he's soaking wet head to toe. Well, about 2 hours later, when it was getting about dark, 4:45, 5 o'clock, we walk out in a food plot. And guess who's sitting in this food plot? Gilliard Bixler. And let me tell
that wasn't good.
And let me tell you something. You talk about two people that took a cussing. Yardy put it on us, okay? I mean, I could have shot y'all. I thought a big deer was coming through. I said, was two big deer coming through the woods, and we happy to see you, Yardy. And we was. Listen, we thought we was going to spend the night in the woods. We was happy to see him. Well, of course, he comes out of the house and goes, and we getting was it a trooper or something he drove up there? What was that thing?
Wasn't a trooper. I forgot what wasn't a trooper. I know what you're talking about. I can't remember.
But it was something similar to that.
Yeah.
So we get in that thing, and the whole way back to the camp, he is he is tearing us up, man. I mean, he's ill and ticked off and mad. I mean, and so I didn't mean to, but I kind of added fuel to the fire when I said, Yardy, I don't know why you so dang mad. There ain't no dang deer up here anyway. And when I said that, I'm going to tell you something. Like, he went from level 8 ticked off to level 25. So much so that when he dropped us off at that camp, he didn't even get out. He took that thing in reverse and he left. And I'll tell you, he didn't speak to me. I'd know for 6 months. I'd see him. I'd walk by and throw, Yardy, how's it going? He wouldn't even say nothing. He just looked at he kept going. And I'm thinking, man, you saved us that day. I told him that. I said, man, thank you for doing that. And he said, yeah, it must be my day of hunting up, my only off day or something. He was mad. He got more mad when I told him there wasn't any deer up there.
Which is the truth.
How long did you hunt up there?
Oh, we had it. Well, they've still got it.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, it's.
But how long did you personally hunt up there?
I don't know, maybe 10 years.
Okay. In all those 10 years, how many deer did you actually see?
Not many.
Not many.
Kill? And I don't know why.
It's a beautiful area.
Yeah, when we got that, Mitchell and I went and talked to Ed Lee McMillan, and he took out the trust map and said, pick what you want. And we thought that would be the best property. And
well, it was beautiful. Yeah. I mean, really, all those hardwoods and all that stuff, it was a beautiful land. I mean,
could have been poachers. It could have been just no area for deer, but we never did. We may have killed a couple of deer.
I think it was a colony of monkeys.
I often wonder, if it wasn't because of being right there on that interstate, the way that there's constantly traffic out there on that interstate that maybe kept those deer pushed off that property.
Could have been.
Because you'd hear about people killing deer on the other side of
the interstate.
Yeah. So I wonder if that didn't have an effect on the deer population there.
I don't know. I don't think they've done any good since we left either. I mean, there's a few deer, but not like you would think in that area, because Connecticut County's really good deer hunting, but we never did have it.
I don't remember if it was Mr. Peach or Chip, one of the two.
Jim was in it for years.
They killed a pretty nice deer up there.
He did.
Was it Jim Peach?
Jim killed a nice.
Sugar Bear did. He killed a nice deer up there. That's right. He did. Matter of fact, a real nice deer.
Nice one. It was huge.
Yeah. But I remember Mr. Peach killing that deer up there, and he said, I'll never forget this. He said, this thing didn't cost me but about $35,000.
That's probably pretty close to being true.
He said, I guess he's talking about all the years he paid to be in and all this kind of stuff. And, finally got one that was, worth killing or what have you. But I will tell you this, too. And I'm going to talk about the mayor for a minute. And you know this to be a fact because I've been there when you were there on the dice game. Yank Lovelace will work you over on some dice. I want to know, were those dice loaded or not?
No, they weren't, but he will.
Okay, well, how can he do?
I think Yank, I used to watch him, and he would have the most money, and he kept rolling until he'd get hot. I mean, he would stay in there to the bitter end.
But look, he got to where he'd start calling his shot,
yeah,
Dan.
He was good at it, but I don't think they were. I'm pretty sure they weren't loaded, but he was. He could roll the bone.
Well, I'm telling you right now, when a man can sit there 5 or 6 times in a row and call his shot of what he's fixing to roll, and it happens, and then you're down in nothing but your boxer shorts.
That's right.
That's all you got on.
That's right.
Okay, and I'm telling you, that happened to me personally. Now,
happened to a lot of people.
To his credit, thank you, Mayor. He did give me my clothes back. Yeah. Okay. And my billfold.
A lot of people didn't know that when they were rolling the dice.
I didn't know it. I'm going to tell you right now, I told Sugar Bear, that's going to be a long ride to Brute with me in these boxer shorts right here. And Sugar Bear was down to his. I mean, I'm telling you, he took everything we had. And I told him the whole time, I said, dice are loaded. He said, well, go get me some more dice. I said, where am I going to get some dice from? Up in the middle of Hog Springs. And I'm standing here with boxer shorts on. I'm going to go jump in the truck and run out to the gas station and get some bones. Is that what you're telling me? But I always swore that those dice had to be loaded because I've only seen a very few people that could call their shot, Johnny Grady being one of them, when he gets hot. And you know when Johnny Grady gets hot is when he starts rolling fours. Okay? If he starts rolling a 4, you better get up
and walk
run.
away.
Let me tell you what he's going to start doing. Come on, Uncle Hugh. You was good to me at Big 4. Now, come on. I mean, and he'll start. Am I lying, Dan?
No, he's pretty hot one.
And when he gets on them 4s, man, that's it. He going to start. I mean, and I don't know if y'all know Johnny Grady, but Johnny Grady's like Dan Thomas. You are going to have a big time. If Dan Thomas is around, if Johnny Grady is around, you are going to have a big time. And is that a true statement?
I enjoy life.
Yeah, that's right. Listen, that's why I was so happy when you said you were coming on, because of all the people in the world that I can say that I have never been around and not had a great time. You were one of those people.
I was around him one time where he wasn't having a good time, and he knows exactly what I'm talking about. And we'll just leave it at that.
That's true. It involved football.
Now, I'm not going to say I hadn't seen him where he's had better times than others. That particular night about that prime rib, he wasn't having too good of a time either. But now I forgot Stokes was there, and you were able to lay some of that off on Stokes.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, if David happens to watch this show, if he is, or if he does, it ain't that hard to really get Stokes fired up.
No.
Do you,
you know, so he got a little fired up.
do you know where he was on the night of the Kick Six game?
Where was he? At the Kick Six?
He was sitting this close to me at it. He and his son, one of his sons, Steven,
But
they had body painted. He had Allie across his chest. He had Allie,Ally, and Buck had Bammy across his chest. And they were sitting there after the game out there beside us, as dejected as two humans I've ever seen in my life.
Y'all literally were body painted.
No. I saw Robbie Cotton pick up a metal chair and threw it down. He looked like a little sumo wrestler and just crashed it on the ground. It just went in pieces. He was so excited. We weren't there. In a minute, we left.
Tracy was there.
Yeah, Tracy
was there. She can vouch for it. Allie, Bammy.
Never been back. Don't intend to go.
You ain't going back?
No.
You done?
I'm done.
You had all the fun you could have.
Yeah.
We did have a good day.
Oh, it was a good day.
Was awesome.
They were very social. I appreciate the invite, but good Lord, that was a heck of a way to lose a ball game, you know?
Oh, listen, it was hard on y'all. It was great for us, and you got to understand, we don't get that many great moments.
Once every 50 years.
Okay. But the single greatest play in college football happened in the biggest game that there is, and we come out on the better end of it. Now, you know, and how that happened 2 weeks in a row, you know, I think those two games, the Auburn Georgia game and Auburn Alabama game, that's number 1 and 2 of the greatest college plays of all time on ESPN's top 100 or whatever.
We almost won the national championship that year.
We did. We give that up, and I don't even want to get started on that.
We almost got it done.
Yeah, I don't even want to get started on that.
It's tough.
Yeah. Well, we've almost gotten a lot of things done and never have. So you gave up your season tickets at that point?
Yeah, I've never been back. I've been invited. I'll never go back. That was just a horrible situation. I never want to experience it.
Alabama's in the national championship today in the team golf championships, NCAA's, Oklahoma State and Alabama.
3:30.
Getting it on this afternoon. Winner take all.
Jessica saying, cue the "you shut up" button. Well, I will say this: we have to take our victories where we can.
They're not many.
But, you know, they're few and far between. So we'll take what we can get. And I can tell you that every chance we get to replay that particular catch and run, we do.
I don't blame you.
Matter of fact, Tony Burnham liked to lost a leg.
He crippled himself over it.
Because of that game. As a matter of fact, Circle of Trust, T-Bone, that same injury caused him to roll up like a bale of hay up by the fishbowl here recently. In a pre-warm-up to the 109. When I say roll up, I mean like rolled up. And he did.
He did do that.
Yeah, he rolled up. And the reason that some of that footage has not been released yet, there's Ricky Perry.
Good morning, Ricky.
Good morning, Ricky. Is because we're trying to work on some of the language. There's got to be a few bleeps.
Yeah,
put in there. So, but we're working on that. Here go the Bammers talking all the smack. That's fine. Y'all can talk all you need, and we're good. But so when you moved on from hunting at Hog Springs, where'd you move on to, Dan? I mean, did you at that point say, okay, I'm done hunting with anybody because of all this foolishness that the banana peels and all this bananas, all this kind of stuff? Did you say I'm going by myself? Or
no, we stayed in it. We kept it for a long time. I stayed up there. I mean, but weren't many days up there that somebody didn't make a comment about it. Did you see a giraffe? Did you see an elephant? When you go out in the afternoon, that kind of stuff. But I stayed with it for a while.
Well, you must have liked it if you stayed on up there with it.
Well, we had a good group. Had a good group of people. We were very fortunate. I don't think any of them in it anymore, but we had a good group of guys. It was a lot of fun. Everybody had their sons, and they grew up either up in Belleville, where we moved from Belleville to Hog Springs. It was a good time in everybody's lives. I enjoyed it.
Did you ever have any similar experiences in Belleville?
No, not like that. Nah, ain't no monkeys in Belleville. No.
I will tell you, that's going to be a soundbite we're going to use right there. Ain't no monkeys in Belleville.
Winning.
Man, I love that. Oh,
Ain't
man.
no monkeys in Belleville.
Yeah. That sounds like a beginning of a country song. I think we could probably get somebody to write one up. Maybe call Duke Pendleton, see if he'd write one up for us, or Hanky. Hanky'd be better. Because Hanky's got that old school kind of, like he could write a good, because he knows the inner working parts of all that.
Are you gonna come to the Dash Bash?
Probably.
Good. I want you to. We'll have a tent set up. Get you out of the.
Will you get in the Duncan booth?
I don't know about that. I can't swim.
Yeah,
so
Dale's not a swimmer.
You don't have to swim. You just have to stand up.
Well, it's 5 feet.
How deep is it?
5 feet. It'd be tough.
It'd be tough for me.
That thing ain't 5 foot, is it?
I think so.
Maybe it is. Let me tell you something. You know what? You know how Whitman and Chip Peach did? They had the Duncan booth down at the Blueberry Festival one year, and the city councilmen were going and sitting in it. Well, when it came Frank Cotton's turn to go sit in the Duncan booth, we had one of those big commercial ice makers up there at the detail shop. Well, they went and got, either 3, 4, 5 of those 240 quart ice chests full of ice and took down there and dumped in
That'd be awesome.
to that thing. Now listen, they get Coach up on that pedestal, all right, and Coach's legs is sitting down in that water, and he is literally shaking all over.
I guarantee it.
Well, right about the time somebody walks up to buy the balls to start throwing, Chip has a case of this probably ain't a good idea hit him. And he says, get off that, Frank, and puts Hal up there on top of it. And here Hal was loading it down with ice, thinking he was fixing to be funny, right? First man up nails that thing. And here goes Hal in that water, cold, ice cold water. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought that was a monkey walking down 31 just then. Did you see that?
Yeah, I knew it wasn't a monkey, but I don't know what that was.
I thought it was a turkey then when I started looking at it, the way that thing was leaned over. Anyhow, Hal comes back soaking wet, froze to death, and he said, I'm going to tell you something. He said, I think Frank and Chip had that set up for that to happen. And Frank's over there laughing like a hyena. I'm sure he was involved. Coach, he was,
Yeah.
he was bad to pull stuff on you. And, but if we're probably going to have a Duncan booth, and I'm telling you, people would love to see Dan Thomas in the Duncan booth.
I don't think there's enough money to get me down there to do that.
Well, think about the people that you'd be helping by,
Well, that's true.
The young
As long
people.
as it isn't over my head.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be over your head. I mean, I don't know, but I don't know how tall that thing is. I don't think it's no 6 foot or anything. I don't think you got to swim up to the top. Remember when they got Chief in that thing over there at Sportsman's Park at the women to women group thing? Hey, they didn't even throw balls. They just run up there and just started hitting that doggone lever and putting him in. Which, hey, that, maybe he deserved that, but maybe he didn't. But we need to get that crackhead cam going again.
Yes.
I hadn't seen many come by this morning. Have you?
Been a quiet day.
It's kind of been quiet. Hump day. I wonder if they
get ready for a big weekend.
I was going to say, I wonder if they're getting ready for a big weekend, or if or just what's going on. Jerry Wilson said Dan's going to dress like a monkey and get on stage with the pigs and dance.
I hope you come. It's going to be a good time.
I hope you do too. I really
I'll think
do.
about it.
Yeah,
June 30th.
Get Buck and JT and listen, y'all need to come up there just for the main reason that going to be a lot of fun. And while we're talking about that, we confirmed yesterday a few more details. Wind Creek, of course, one of the big sponsors of the Dash Bash. They're bringing their 55-foot gaming trailer.
What?
To the bash.
What is that?
It's 55 foot.
I mean, you actually go in and play games
of fun.
Okay.
Now I'm not I don't have all the details yet as to what's in the the gaming trailer, but I can tell you it's like what you would haul NASCAR, race cars in, is huge.
I've seen it. It is.
Yeah, it's huge. And they're bringing that. They're going, both sides of it opens up. You're able to go in it. You'll have a tent set up. I mean, they're coming to do, they're going to make, and we're going to have a lot of fun down there that day. And with that's going to be a lot of fun. When I hear gaming, and I'm thinking, hey, this thing may be full of slot machines. If it is, it's going to be a real fun day at O'Bannon Park.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not sure that's what it is. It may be, full of arcade games. I've seen some of these trailers that people come around with. I think they've had them at the schools here in town where they pull up and these kids can go inside and play all these, video games and that kind of thing. Video games today ain't like what they were when we all, back we played Pong and, what was it? Asteroids and, Pac-Man we thought was advanced.
Yeah, and at birthday parties, you'd play Pin the Tail and the Monkey.
Yeah.
And
the pinata was actually a monkey. And before you got blindfolded, everybody said, now listen, this monkey is brought to you courtesy of Wheeze. And we want y'all to know that. Let me ask you this, Wheeze. Get back to DA for a second. Did you ever have to sit in the back of the plane by the bathroom?
No. Well, never did.
I can tell you. Do you know who Nelly Rock is?
Yeah.
Nelly Rock has had that seat. I call it the cheap seat. He's had that seat before. Don't know how happy he was about it. I think he was extremely excited to be going to the Kentucky Derby till he found out he had to sit on a 5-gallon bucket the whole way there, right next to the bathroom door, and get up every time somebody had to go to the bathroom. I didn't know if you had that because like you, he liked to pick on you. He would pull some crap like that on me as well. So I didn't know if you'd ever had that. If you'd ever had that privilege or not of doing that.
You need to wish a happy birthday to your cousin.
Who?
JoJo Luttrell.
Man, that is right. JoJo Luttrell is 47-ish today. And still, and I'm going to say it, and still, if not the fastest man in Bruton, one of the fastest men in Bruton. That sucker can fly.
Lori Duke Woodard has a birthday today also.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Part of our Drive Time family.
Yes, sir.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Lori and JoJo, and I'm glad that you reminded me of that. Frogger. Hey, that's another great game. you know. But Dwayne King, full of one-armed bandits. Anyway, so if we were to, let me ask you this, Weez. If DJ and myself and a couple others of us decided to get in on a tent this year, would you not be willing to come up and partake of the festivities?
I probably would be there.
Especially if we set up and did a couple
Do a prime rib.
live stream. Yeah, if we buy the prime rib, would you cook it up for us?
I don't know if you want me to cook it.
Oh, we want you to cook it. What we're going to do is we're going to stop by and we're going to get some, we're going to go up there and see, what's his name? At George's. We're going to get some George's barbecue sauce.
Like Curious George?
Yeah, that's why. And we're going to call it Curious George's prime rib. We're gonna dump that all over it.
Maybe we can get Adam to make some monkey bread.
Monkey bread?
Yeah, and we're going to have monkey bread on the side. I'm going to tell you something, Adam. Y'all need to have, and I say, y'all need, Adam, they need to put that on the menu at Camp 31. Dan Thomas monkey bread. I guarantee it'd sell out every time they put it out, it would sell out. What you think? You know, I mean, you know,
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I think it is too. So, in talking about, do you hunt any at all anymore, Dan?
No, I hadn't hunted in a number of years. Just got too old. Actually, I used to turkey hunt. I got where I can't hear like I like to, and so I just got out of it.
You still go up to White Oak Creek?
Some, not like I used to, but we still go up there some, not much.
Are you?
That's a pretty area.
Oh, I was gonna say, and you, I mean, that's a beautiful, beautiful place, and of course, you got a beautiful view from. I mean,
thank you.
Probably one of the better ones, in my opinion.
We've been up there about 30 years.
Yeah. And I will say this: place has kind of changed a little bit over.
Oh yeah, it really has.
I mean, over the last 10 years, especially.
Mm-hmm.
Where you were up there when Uncle Levon and was it Ed Lee and maybe you? I mean, it was just a few of y'all up there.
Just a few from Bruton.
Yeah, because I remember
a lot of people from Florida up there now. A lot of people.
I remember going over there with Uncle Levon. They had that trailer over there. You know, that's back when it was trailers, and they had that trailer over there on the. Now I'm calling it a trailer. I'll get a call later on and get told what a trailer is. But I remember going over there and Ed Lee being out there and him asking us what we was doing, and you know how Ed Lee was. If he decided he was going to sit down and start drinking, now I wasn't old enough to drink at that time, but somebody else was, and you know that was kind of the way that day went.
You know the Dash Bash, we're having the Velcro Pygmies. They're a cover band, mostly 80s, but they do a little bit of everything. You know how they open up each show? Hey, we're the monkeys. Would you mind if we sat you up on a chair?
No, fine. Put me on a chair. I'll bring a little drum. You know.
Get the cymbal.
Maybe with a bass drum.
Can we get one of the monkeys to sit up there and just wind that thing up? That thing was sitting there with a little head doing like this. Oh man, that would be good. Hey, thank you, Tanner. Have a good day. We appreciate you. Yeah. Wow. Hey, Lori, that's a great point. Elisa Hart said Lori needs to make some I saw a monkey with Dan hunting with Dan Thomas shirts.
Everybody's going to be referencing monkeys all day in the Dirty 30. I love it.
Look at there. Connie B kind of threw a monkey wrench in the show. I would tell you something. Now, Connie is witty.
Yeah.
She'll drop some.
Her and Raj have both.
I'm telling you, man, they'll drop some like bombs on you in a minute. Yeah. If I'd have thought about it, my daughter has a giant Curious George. I wish I'd have brought that thing down here today. We'd have set that sucker right next to you in a chair. And that would have been.
I've had a few people give me stuffed monkeys, stuff.
I bet you have had several give to you.
Yes, no problem.
I would venture to say, how long ago has that been now? I mean, I don't think we've asked that question. How long ago has that been?
Late 80s.
In the late 80s, probably.
So 30 years.
Yeah, close to 30 years.
I mean, you would think that monkey's dead by now.
Oh yeah, You would think he would be.
Well, if he's not, I can tell you this.
He's big. He's not.
I can tell you this. If he's not, when you jawbone him, probably not going to find many teeth in the back of his head if he's still up there roaming the woods. But now, if outlawing is going on up there, like you said, he may have got popped not long after you seen him.
Could have.
Of course, you said somebody did come to you and verified.
It was several years after that.
That they actually saw the monkey as well.
No, said that.
Oh, about the pet. It was a pet.
No, that somebody in the club had seen it, and he was confirming that he wasn't going to say who it was.
See, Stephanie? Monkey see, monkey do. The Jane Goodall of Sandcut. Dan Thomas, you might be the best sport I've ever seen. I'm telling you, you are a sport.
Hey, and we have violated his rider from the start of this show.
It just got out of hand.
Which was,
I feel like old what was it, Dangerfield, Rodney Dangerfield.
Which was we've got to show respect. Jane Goodall.
Monkey see, monkey do.
Let me ask you something, Dan. How many times have you been to the zoo since you saw that monkey?
I don't know, maybe a couple.
Did you feel like that you had a connection with the monkeys?
No.
I mean, when you walk by, did they squawk louder?
No, they didn't squawk.
I guess they call it squawking. I don't know what they call it.
How much longer is this going to go on?
We need you to sign the board.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and sign it, Weasel.
Yeah.
Nobody knows who Dan Thomas is.
Yeah. Everybody knows Wheeze.
Wherever you want. You're the first one.
Look at that. Hey,
there it is.
Look at that. Put May 18 on May of 18. Ain't it May? Just right, yeah.
Perfect.
There you go.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Got one down.
Very first one.
Right, dead center. I love
Very
it.
first one.
Very appropriate.
It's been memorable.
And the crowd goes wild. The crowd went wild for that, Dan. They love that.
I did see a monkey.
I'm not. Listen, I told you. I saw a big cat up there, and I ain't gonna lie to you.
A lot of people have seen cats, and I don't know why they won't confirm. I mean, I don't know. The state still claims there's none.
That's right. Let me tell you. I'll tell you exactly the story. When I was telling somebody about seeing that cat, I referenced you. I said, I know people are going to say, just like Dan Thomas and the monkey, that I didn't see this thing. I know what I saw, you know? And I did think it was a golden retriever, but it wasn't. It was a cat. You know, I mean, that just all it was.
We're live, are we?
Yeah, we're live.
Well, I was going to say something. I'm glad I didn't say it.
Well, I mean, you know, hey, that's okay.
No, I was going to tell a story about somebody, but I'm not.
Oh, Burnham has got a pretty good one here. Tars Dan.
Lord of the Apes. Tarzan. I love that.
Oh, man.
I love that.
Tarzan.
That's pretty good. Pretty good. I like to get in a little outfit, you know, with a leopard
Oh, man.
What we're dealing with here is a complete lack of respect for the law.
That's great. That is great. That's great.
Oh, man. Hey, listen, that's the shirt. That's the shirt that needs to be made right there.
Tarzan.
Tarzan.
That's great.
Yeah.
I'll be on Team Tarzan.
I think they'd sell out.
I don't think he could get one fit DJ.
It's a medium.
Hey, as long as it's a medium, it'll fit.
Medium and tight.
Yeah. I'm exactly right there. So, no, hey, I again,
Tarzan.
I did. I referenced you when I got back to the camp, was telling about what I had seen. I said, hey, I'm telling you, and I know y'all going to treat me like what happened with Dan. I said, but I'm telling you right now, I know that I saw. There's been too many game cameras in Alabama, too, that's caught those cats on film.
Coming to a feeder.
Yeah.
I've stood over one that was shot and killed. Right here.
There you go.
Meet Tom McMillan, Russell Smith at Dozier Camp, late 80s, shockingly, making a little man drive. I'm not going to say which one of the three shot it, but we stood over it and we buried it, and it was a black panther. His tail was as long as his torso.
Yeah. That
about that thick.
The one I saw wasn't black. He was
This was solid
that
black.
golden brown.
This one was solid black.
But he had a tail just like you're talking about. That was just as long as his body.
As long as his torso.
I'm telling you, I thought it was a golden retriever when he first come. And I looked at him like Dan said. I had about 15 or 20 seconds to look at him because he's running down a road. So I'm sitting there with a scope on this thing, looking at him when I realized he's not a dog, and I'm like, because I ain't gonna shoot a dog. But when I realized what that thing was, I said, I got to walk out of these woods. And that thing will be tracking me, trying to get back to the. And, I'm going to tell you something. DJ has brought this up many times, and because you've hunted with DJ. DJ ain't sitting in no stand.
No, not after dark.
Not after dark.
No.
If he does, you driving a truck down to get him.
I ain't walking out nowhere.
Okay. I mean, we talked about that one of the very first shows we ever did about DJ sitting there, and he wasn't sitting in no stand past dark. And what was it you said, DJ, that you got, that was it Stokes that left you?
Mm-hmm.
And it scarred you.
Scarred me. When you sat there late on your first hunting trip and you're
let me tell you what scarred me with Stokes.
8 o'clock at night.
Those seersucker pants. I had that sucker so mad one day talking about, and I actually, all honesty, I actually like seersucker stuff. But when he walked in with those things on, I said, first thing I said to him, I said, Stokes, did you leave your skateboard outside? Hey, his feet jumped that far off the ground.
He's fun to get mad.
Oh, man. He is.
He's fun to get
He's
mad.
a good guy. And hey, and a lot of fun, especially be around the camp with him and stuff. You know what I mean? But boy, when you get him mad, and I'm going to tell you too that I love to see go at him and DA. Ooh. Because they went at it that night. About that, remember you told DA that was Stokes' fault?
Yeah.
And then he didn't know which one of y'all it was that burnt that prime rib. And then you had Johnny Grady in there telling him that Uncle Snap walks in and he says, I told him to turn that thing. Yep. I went over every 15 minutes and said, y'all need to turn that thing over. Dennis said, and he believes anything Johnny tells him, He says, I knew it. I knew I should have went out there and cooked that thing myself. I knew it. I knew I should have done it. And Dan didn't even make no excuses. Dan said, hey, man, it's going to be some good barbecue.
Yeah, it was. It was good barbecue.
No, hey, I'm going to tell you right now, might have been some of the better that's ever been cooked up there. So that would have been a great prime rib. But it was good barbecue.
Good barbecue.
It was. And it was a lot of barbecue. You remember when y'all shredded that thing up? That thing, I mean.
remember Alan Phillips made a comment, best barbecue he'd ever eaten. That says a lot coming from Alan.
That's right. And I remember that. I remember Dee Dee, what was it she said? Something about she had been a lot of places, spent a lot of money, but didn't know she'd ever had barbecue that cost this much. That was that she didn't have to pay for.
Yeah.
But was this good? Did y'all make that barbecue sauce?
I don't remember.
I don't think it was like something out of the
Mr.
refrigerator.
Peach made it. He was always making a lot of barbecue sauces.
Jim may have made it. I can't remember.
Somebody made it. I don't know. But anyhow, well, I'll tell you one thing. Any time that we can spend with Weeze having a big time is always fun. And hadn't got to be around Weeze in a few years, especially in a hunting camp setting. We need to tell you what we need to do. You need to have a excursion to White Oak Creek one weekend. And
do we have to hunt?
No.
No.
What I'm going to say is let's not hunt.
That's fine.
Just come up there and set the stuff up with that beautiful backdrop, and we'll just have fun. We'll tell some stories.
Sound like a winner.
And we'll cook some prime rib.
Maybe I get it right this time.
Well, we'll put a camera. We'll have a grill. We'll put a camera on the grill.
Yeah.
We'll set that up to where we can show what's going on at the grill with the grill action.
Maybe need a timer.
Yeah. We'll put a timer. Well, you don't make them now.
Yeah, I know it.
Have you seen those things? Aren't those things awesome?
I've got
You stick them in there and you take that little remote thing with you inside. You don't have to worry about it. That thing will go off
That's
when
the
that thing.
best cook I've ever had. Works great.
What do you?
I use it.
Did you graduate to the green egg?
I've got a green egg and I've got a smoker, but the electric smoker is really.
That's what you like using better.
Oh yeah, that's not good to cook a steak, but I mean, if you're gonna smoke something, you can't. It's foolproof, because it's got the electronics.
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you something about the green eggs and stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're awesome. They are, but it takes, if you like me, if you used to cooking with charcoal, or
it's different.
It takes a while to get used to learn how to cook one of those things. You'll mess a lot of meat up. I have, a lot. So, but anyway, we need to work that out one weekend. That'd be a lot of fun.
Sounds good.
Hadn't got to do that in a while. So make sure you take the bleeper. You're going to need it.
Good point.
You might have a good point. We may make that one a PG-13 edition of what we do. We can put age limits on this deal.
And that's why we're on the internet.
Sure. I mean, we actually could do that right now. And it's not that big of a deal. Traeger grill kicks monkey butt. That's Hazelwood. Hazewood for you.
Here they come. What do you call a monkey in the minefield?
I give up.
I'm waiting for a baboon. That's from our buddy Raj. I'm telling you, he's on point.
Man, Raj is
on point.
Raj is on it this morning. I'm gonna tell you right now. I mean, he is on it this morning. Good Lord. Ooh. I'd hate to run into.
Do you get the feeling it's been like a rebirth 30 years later? Here we go again. Deja vu all over again.
Some things you like to forget.
Stephanie Floyd said, well, KJ, your golden retriever cat may have gotten rid of Tarzan's monkey. You never know. I mean, that may have happened. I don't know. But
the Wild Kingdom.
Wheeze's Wild Kingdom. Sponsored by I don't know, Mutual Omaha is still around anymore. That used to be what it was. What was Mutual Omaha?
Omaha is people. You can count on.
That's it. You can count on to show you that doggone monkey up there running around in Hog Springs as well. So,
I'll tell you.
I mean, all I can say is, Dan, next time you see that monkey, tell her this.
Catch me outside. How about that?
We got to get out of here, DJ.
We have had a blast in here today. Dan, thank you so much for coming on.
My pleasure. Enjoyed being with you guys.
It's been a lot of fun.
Thank you, Weez. It's good to see you too, man.
Certainly appreciate the cheese toast.
Yes, sir, buddy.
The
Y'all
good
have a
time, the
blessed day.
fellowship. It was great. And, of course, want to thank Jim Peach Motors and Pete Chevrolet for making drive time possible each morning. Thank all of you for spending some of your day with us. And we hope your hump day is the best that it can be. Y'all have a good one. We love y'all.
Been listening to Drive Time with DJ and KJ. Brought to you by Bossman Productions. Be sure to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and WBOSS, The Boss.
Made it clear he wasn't looking for a fight. They give